let's move on to our market report for the 19th of June, 2023 this year. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the Blinken trip to China. I think this is something very, very important for, if you like to understand more about the geopolitical relationships around the world. We have the two, I would say, superpowers, they were at loggerheads, especially after the Chinese, apparently the Chinese spy balloon that went to US airspace, right? So the US Secretary of State Blinken finally made his long-anticipated trip to China to meet up with Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang. Now, this trip here was originally scheduled in February, but like I said just now, it was disrupted by the Chinese spy balloon in the US airspace. Okay. So safe to say, I would say this trip is seen more as a diplomatic mission to cool US-China tensions through, although CNBC reported the expectations of a significant recovery in relations remains low. I don't expect much to be frank from this, just a visit there to test waters. So just before this meetup, right, Qin Gang called Blinken and urged the US to stop meddling in its affairs and harming its security, in particular Taiwan. Nothing else. Taiwan has always been a red line. You cannot cross that. And this is something that the US is not willing to, it's more like, yeah, we recognize, this thing, but at the same time, Taiwan should be what would we say, a free country. It doesn't belong to China at all. They should have the right to be free, unlike Hong Kong and Macau, which you have signed an agreement, but this Taiwan, there's none. Okay, so Blinken, however, stressed that the need for communications to avoid miscalculations and conflict. These were that when there was a press release, they use these exact words: need for communication to avoid miscalculations as conflicts, and will continue to raise its concerns, but this is the key point now, but is willing to cooperate with China to solve these issues. So it's just more like, I agree with you but I don't agree with you kind of thing, but they just use these words. This is going to continue just be like this for the continuous period, that's what I see. Now, the meeting between these superpowers, to me personally, and I think to the rest of the world, is crucial to ease geopolitical tensions. And basically is to restore a sense of calm and normalcy in whatever that's happening right now, because whatever is happening is the tension between them is creating a lot of uncertainty in the economic markets. And it coupled with the war, that's why you can see the whole movement of a lot of financial assets, right? They are, you zoom out on like a daily chart, no issues, but you zoom in like to the small time frames, there are a lot of flicks, and a lot of volatility over there. Now, definitely, if China and the US really clash, right, it will definitely hinder economic development and negatively affect consumers as well as many producers in both countries. You cannot run from this. Now, if even you add in not only these both countries, but the global, overall global. So basically, if you are expecting anything out, anything important out from this meeting, I think you might be disappointed, because I don't expect, after this, US China is going to be buddies. They're not going to be chummy. Okay. And I don't see the success of this trip is big. If you say there's no breakthrough agreements, I don't gauge that as a success. But the success is really, both sides announce they're ready to continue to discuss, to re-establish a normalcy in relationship for further visit and discussions. That is a success to me. If they agree to this, because right now they are just like, verbals, tit-tat going on, they're saying this, they're saying that. That's not good for developments. So as I wait for the reports, if we see that both come out side by side and said, yes, we have agreed to continue and have more talks, that to me is a success. Okay, so just wait. We'll see. It's a 2-day visit, and wait for their report announcement and see. We'll see. Next, I want to talk about is this. If you are in the crypto sphere, you will be really, really excited because Blackrock, the world's largest asset manager, filed for a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund to allow its investors to get exposure to Bitcoin. So whether it's successful or not, which we know with Gensler there as the SEC head, right? The probability is not high, okay? But if he approves it, I'll be happy. But the thing is that Blackrock, this name, gets people excited because Blackrock is well respected, it's well established. It's known as the one of the biggest asset manager in the world, right? So its application for ETF is definitely positive development for cryptocurrency. Just the name coming in, okay? Because it also signifies that Bitcoin has garnered high net worth admirers, really, really high net worth admirers, because we're talking about these fund managers over there looking at it. In the past was just Fidelity. Right now you have BlackRock. So these two added together, we're talking trillions. BlackRock alone, asset under management is 10 trillion. Okay, so it's really, really big. So this kind of actions by these big fund managers, right, it adds an air of legitimacy to the cryptocurrency sphere, especially, Bitcoin being the leader, okay? Now, in the past, the SEC has rejected proposals for Bitcoin ETF from Fidelity, CBOE, Global Markets, NYDIG, Grayscale. Grayscale was the one that has its own, is trying to convert it, but it was rejected, But anyway, think about this, okay? I want you to think about this. BlackRock has roughly 10 trillion US dollars in asset under management. And the entire cryptocurrency market is about 1.07 trillion. If just only 1%, let's say 10% of BlackRock's high net worth clients, they are very interested in the cryptocurrency, that will just double up the whatever you see right now already. Okay, you don't need much. So the point is this, I'm not talking just BlackRock, right? You have so many here coming in. They are interested, and they are not small. They are not small either, especially Fidelity. So if you have one, this one can come in, invest, or start his own thing. Once you keep the ball rolling, these people, these fund managers will certainly keep the ball rolling. And this thing, because like it or not, technology is the future. And we have seen how AI is slowly taking the world by storm. And AI is totally different. In the past, right, when they talk about the internet and stuff like that in year 2000, you remember the dot-com bust kind of thing? Yeah, that was just a concept, right? Everything was just a concept. People going to buy things online. All these were concepts. That's why it went up very fast and then it dropped very fast. But AI is no more a concept. It's actually in an application, and you can see it really happening already. There are multiple reports how people use AI to increase their business returns. They don't need to hire as many people. That kind of thing. This is direct application that affects the bottom line profits of a company. So that's why IT is really moving. And when you talk about IT moving, if it is AI, you can't run away that the crypto sphere is also part of this industry. Okay, so definitely, if this ETF is approved, it's really a big deal, and I don't see any reasons why Bitcoin won't move higher. Okay, so looking forward, let's see whether or not Gary Gensler, you can cross your fingers. Okay, and we'll see. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next one.